Hey guys, today's video is going to be a hair tutorial type video. My friend Kayla here is going to show you guys how to do a few different braids. As you guys know, I suck at doing my hair, so she said she would help me out. I'm gonna let her explain what kind of braids we're gonna be doing today.
First braid we're gonna do is a French braid. Basically, you're overlapping the outside strands into the inside. Second one is a Dutch braid, which you're going underneath versus the French braid you're going over. And then the fishtail is more complicated, which you'll see later on.
So if you guys have any other requests for videos, go ahead and leave them down below. Make sure you send me your braids on my social medias, which will also be linked down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Okay, so you do a little separation right here to have your start line. Then you want to split this into 3 even spots, like so. You can take a pick brush or just use your fingers, but you want to use the outside one, bring it into the middle, and then use the other one and bring it into the middle. So it's crisscrossing. Next step, you want to bring another piece into the one strand that you started with on the outside together. Hold it together and then do the same on the other side, but keep the middle by itself. And then you're going to go outside to inside and then the other outside to inside. So you still have 3 strands, 1, 2, 3, and then you just repeat. Grab a little bit here, and then you grab some on the side, and then you just twist, crisscross, just like that. And in the process, you want to keep the strands nice and neat, not tangle. So when you're pulling the hair out, you want to keep brushing through so it doesn't keep knotting up or anything like that. And when you get down to the ear part, you're going to grab a little bit that's left there, and then you want to grab some from up here and bring it down so it looks all nice and even when you're turning around the head. Sometimes with this, you want to grab a little bit more on the bottom and less on top so it evenly comes through, so it's nice and even when you get to the end of it. Have them turn their head when you get to this point. And with this, you just basically stop midway. As you can see, midway, you can make it straighter if you want, and just continue braiding like a normal braid. And just tie it off to midpoint. And start on the other side. On this side, you want to take a little piece up here in the corner. Do the same thing that you did on the other side. Take a little piece up, divide it into 3, then go outside to inside. Take a little piece here, mesh it with the outside piece. Leave the middle one by itself, the outside one right here. Take a little piece right here put it together, and then work outside to inside, and then continue. Little piece with outside piece, leave middle, take the little piece outside with the strand outside, and then criss outside to inside on both sides. And make sure while you're doing it that you're keeping the hair nice and even and nice and tight, but not too tight so you're not hurting the person that you're braiding. And make sure that you're combing through so it doesn't knot up. When you get down to the bottom one, make sure you grab like a little good chunk of it, and on top with the outside piece on top, just grab a little bit so it evens out until you get to the bottom, so it doesn't look like you have like missing chunks at the bottom. And when you get to a certain point, make sure that they lower their head so you can get to the back part. Little hairs, make sure you get them all up in there. And do the final one there. Keep a good lock with your hands on that. Hold this part with the other side with your thumb. Take the hair tie out. Let a little crisscross out, little braid out, whatever you want to call it. And try to mesh like the one strand in with the other strand on the other side, and then the bottom with the bottom on both sides. So it's like this strand is on this side, this strand's on that side, but mesh them together, and then do it with the other two. So you should have the 6 strands meshed into 3 strands, and that basically start braiding, do crisscrossing, and combining the 2 braids into one with a nice summer look. Then at the end, just tie it off. And there you go. Okay, make sure that you brush nice and neatly out. Wherever you have a part, like hers is right there, do like a slight over. Make it nice and neat if you choose to. And then this one, we're not going to do the French braid, we're going to do a Dutch braid, which is instead of over like a French braid, you're going to go under with it. Just like the French braid, you're going to grab like a little piece, put your fingers in, try to separate like 3 even pieces, like so. And then with this, you're going to go take the outside, you're going to go under into the middle, and then the other outside, go into the middle. Grab a little tiny piece right here into the outside, leave the middle open, the other outside, grab another piece of hair on this side. If you want, you can actually make a nice line down this way, so it gives you a guideline of where to pull the hair from on the side. And then you're going to go under the middle, and then you're going to go under the middle with the other one. Grab a little piece here, and then grab a little piece here into the outside ones, and then you're just going to constantly repeat. If you see, you can see the little tiny start that this is up top instead of on that bottom. You can also use a pick or a comb through doing this, so it could be neater if you want. I use my fingers because I like grabbing a hold of it a little bit better, gives it a better grip on it. And then when you get to the bottom, like right here by her ear, start grabbing from the top so it kind of all meshes together when you start wrapping around the head. And just continue going under and under. Also remember to keep it nice and tight so you don't have any loose braids. When you get down to the bottom, you want to have like a good chunk. Pull it up, bring it into the end, and then up here, just grab a little piece. You're going to start seeing that you're going to angle because when you're like looping around, you're going to hit that center part that you separated and it's going to fall evenly. Make sure when you get to the back part that they keep their head down, so it's easier for you to grab a hold and keep it nice and tight. And then you see the line right here, just make it even. Pull this into here, and then go outside, inside, but make sure that you're going under, and do what you did last time, braid it out a little bit so you have a little extra just in case when you're going back through, when you're attaching both braids together. Okay, next. Just brush through nice and evenly. Make sure that like there's no knots. Don't want to like end up having a knot and pull her hair. Might have sensitive scalp, some people do. But on this side, grab a little piece here, separate it in 3 spots like so. And then of course you're going to be going under. So you're grabbing this one, this little piece right here, going under the center, and then that piece right there, you're grabbing and going under. Of course, you're going to grab a little piece of hair here to the outside, and then outside on the side. And then going to do the same thing. Outside, under, and then outside to under. And you're going to continue. Make sure that you brush through the hair so you don't like stop midway like this, because this could cause like a whole bunch of knots. So you just want to brush through and make sure that there's no like big knots. When you get down here, you want to make sure that you grab a good chunk, and then on top grab a little bit so it flows evenly down through. Make sure you go under and over. Get at the bottom, try to separate it like in half. That part on the other side, and just do one last under before you add to the side. Hold it with your thumb. Separate the 3 different hair pieces and try to have like those 2 pieces right here together, and then there's a piece between these 2 fingers. Try to put that piece in there, and then of course the bottom piece right here. So the 6 pieces are meshed together into 3 equal pieces. So you have it like that, and then just continue going under. And there you go, Dutch braid. Okay, fishtail. You want to have 2 little parts. Well, you want to braid or brush your hair nice and smooth so there's no knots. Separate your hair in 2 different parts. And then you want to pull from outside of the hair on both parts to inside. So just grab a little part here and go into the second part that you separated. So this little part here is going to go overlay where you grab it from to the second part. And then you're going to grab the outside of the other side, and then you're going to put it into the other part that you separated. So you see a slight crisscross. And then you're going to constantly do that back and forth. Take your time doing it because this is a little tricky, and if you have a lot of hair like she does, it's going to be a little messy and your hands are going to get like knotted up a little bit. But just outside to the inside on the other side, grab it with your hand, kind of smooth out this side so it's nice and tight, and then grab this side, back to the other side, crisscrossing in the middle, if you can see a little bit of the fishtail a little bit, and then do it again. Just make sure that you're smoothing out everything so it's not all clumped up, and make sure you're grabbing like similar size pieces, because if you don't grab similar size pieces you're gonna end up like with a giant mess. What helps me make it nice and tight is just basically after you're pulling it, twist it, and then when you're pulling this out, to basically twist the other side. Basically a whole bunch of twisting motions, so make sure that it's nice and tight. And when you get one piece over, notice that I'm pulling her hair down so it doesn't like knot up at the bottom. If you don't like pull it completely through, you're gonna end up like with giant knots at the bottom. And remember, keep pulling from the outside to inside, because if you start pulling from like the inside here, you're gonna mess up like the whole effect of the fishtail. You want to make sure, like how you see it right here, it's pulling inward. It keeps doing that. When you get to a certain point, there's like barely anything that you can do with the fishtail. You can just like braid it normal. So it nicely secures it.
Hey guys, today's video is going to be a hair tutorial type video. My friend Kayla here is going to show you guys how to do a few different braids. As you guys know, I suck at doing my hair. So Kayla said she would help me out. So I'm gonna let her explain to you what braids we're gonna be doing.
Okay, first braid we're gonna do is a French braid. It's basically over strapping the hair. Redo.
Redo!